Two big stories tonight. Singer-actress Aaliyah is killed in a plane crash. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. A breaking story out of the Bahamas tonight. Authorities have confirmed that R&B singer and actress Aaliyah is among 8 people killed in a plane crash.
Yeah, the plane crashed as it tried to take off from the island of Abaco in the Bahamas. 9 people, all Americans, were on board that plane. One man survived the crash and was taken to a nearby hospital. The plane was leaving Marsh Harbour Airport around 3:50 local time when it went down.
Aaliyah and her crew had been shooting a video in the Bahamas. The plane was taking the group back to the United States when it crashed. CNN is reporting that baggage handlers said the plane was overloaded with suitcases and that the handlers and the plane's pilot complained about the heavy load. But they say passengers insisted on taking everything with them. Aaliyah was recently nominated for a Grammy Award for her song Try Again and made her acting debut in the movie Romeo Must Die.
There are some new developments surrounding that tragic plane crash. It turns out the pilot of that plane, Luis Morales III, was recently charged for cocaine possession and may not have been authorized to fly that plane. Morales pleaded no contest to the drug possession charge just 12 days before the crash. He was a certified pilot hired to fly the plane just 2 days before the crash, but officials with the FAA say they do not have any records authorizing him to fly the plane for the operator. The cause of the crash is still under investigation, although engine failure and overloading of cargo are 2 theories being considered.
I'm assuming that the ribbon that you have is in memory of Aaliyah.
Yeah, this is my crew. You know, we put, the stylist, we gave everybody ribbons, and this, I don't even know what to say. I just know that was a murder. You know what I'm saying? That was a spiritual murder, whether people know it or not, because God don't kill people. You know what I'm saying? Whether people know it or not. And I could go deep, but a lot of people I would have to really bring proof, you know what I'm saying, for what I learned. And she just was cut down in the prime of her life. And it's so unfair. And it wasn't time. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't, I believe it wasn't her time to go, because from what I know, it ain't supposed to go down like that. And just simple obedience, like, your gut always won you. That your gut never lies to you. And something like luggage and clothes and jewelry and all this madness that we worship is called false idols. We need to really look at the bigger picture right now. Yeah. And look at how honey could be here right now. Yeah.
It's a lesson.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
Def Jam is a very well-known record label. Especially was very well known for its hip-hop artists back in the day, such as Run DMC, LL Cool J. These are some of the artists that were on there back in the day. So a lot of people know it for that. The heart itself is searching for the truth, sometimes without the individual realizing it. But what happens is that we become so busy, and I was just having this conversation with another brother about how Shaitan makes us so busy in our lives You know, whether it be with music, once again, movies, you're watching, you know, people that are glued to the TV, literally becoming a zombie. We become so busy in our lifestyle that we don't realize the heart is literally screaming out. It's screaming for guidance. So the difference between my heart then and now is no comparison. Just like myself, I was somebody that had a cross on my neck, used to walk around with these things, but it was more like you felt like it's some type of good luck symbol kind of thing. As you can see, and myself, as well as many others, they don't know what that stands for. They don't have the knowledge that comes along with it. Okay, what is the belief system that comes along with it? We didn't know. I would say the majority of our Christian brothers and sisters, they just don't know. They don't have knowledge of what their parents are following. And that was me. I was in those shoes. I didn't have knowledge of the Bible. I didn't have knowledge of Jesus, peace be upon him himself, or our belief system. Once you have these, this is just misguidance. Once again, they're wearing it. I believe that many of them are wearing it for the same reasons I was. People don't understand, like I mentioned, when you arouse yourself with these things, you're opening yourself up to a whole nother world that people don't understand. And as you mentioned, the musicians playing with the Ouija board, people don't know what these people are doing behind the scenes. There's a reason these women and these people are screaming in the crowd for them. Many people are utilizing the assistance of the jinn to assist them in their performances and everything. People don't realize these things. This is a whole nother reality, especially many of the Muslims are very ignorant towards this fact. They don't understand that this is a whole nother element. It's just not something that's, you know, friendly and things like this. No, you are inviting these things into your home on a deeper level. Me and a brother in Egypt, I remember we were having this conversation. He's a brother that knew Jimi Hendrix. He knew a lot of people. He's an old school musician. And he said, me and him were playing around talking about the word genius and stuff like this. He said, you know, when we think about the word genius, we used to think about that person has that jinn. He got that jinn. Reflect on this. People like Jimi Hendrix, and he was not able to play without being under a substance, being high, without being high. So we know, even from a scholarly point of view, what do the scholars mention about people that get high and things like this? You make yourself open to what? The jinn. Every musician that is on the highest level, think about it. Many of them are doing drugs and alcohol to get them to that level. You can't escape it. You might as well, if you don't want to be involved with drugs and alcohol or listening to someone that is involved in those things, you might as well take all of your CDs and everything and just throw it out. Because this is what the people that you're listening to, this is what they're involved in, many of them. Getting high, alcohol, and as you mentioned, Islam clearly clarifies and makes clear the position on those things. So what state is that person in when they're relaying those lyrics to you? Or when they were singing that song, what state was the soul in? Because you may start to feel the way that person was feeling. You understand? This is a serious thing. This is a spiritual thing you're talking about. That's why they know it. They call it soul music. They throw terms out. This is magic in the making. Okay, what magic are you talking about? Women are very vulnerable in this society, as we see that they're used for you know, they're degraded in the society already, as we see. So this is another way, you know, from my point of view, to degrade women. Because once you're able to have them swaying and have them think in a certain way, you know, they're open for the attack. They're open for the attack. And this opens you up to, on a deeper level, to jinn possession and all kind of things when we are becoming so aroused with music. It opens people up, and that's a whole nother topic in itself. How people become under possession without realizing it, because they are in a state of just such a state of arousal or anger, you know, whatever it may be. This state of arousing, it just opens you up for so many different things. In this society, being a virgin is frowned upon. Why? It's because of what the people are listening to, what they're being conditioned with. They are being dumbed down. So, I mean, they're turning into zombies. So when you have these type of songs, they're still calling the youth to the disobedience of Allah, where the children, the youth are starting to be very disrespectful to the parents, and the parents don't understand why. Have you examined what they're allowed to listen to? What do you allow them to listen to?